Hey guys, Megan here with Barn Besties. I am on location in sunny California. Sorry, Steph, but I'm going to see you soon. I can't wait. I have been missing you for 3 months. But good news, I am here with Katie, and we are at Shumacher Farms, and she is going to show us her beautiful farm. So take it away, Katie.
Yes, thank you. So this is an MD barn, and we can start out here. We have this porch that has our wash rack.
And does it also double as a cross-tie?
Yes, this is our cross-tie wash rack area.
Oh,
so it was important to us to have a covered cross-tie area because while the weather here is mostly great, we do have some rain and also just with the sun. So that's been really nice, but you still get the airflow. We have hot and cold water here. We have this boom for the hose. So if you want to rinse off a horse over here, you don't have to kind of run it on the ground, which has been great.
So you would recommend this?
I would, yeah. Yeah, it works great.
I have never used one. I think it looks amazing. And you have a drainage system.
Yes.
You are these?
Yes, so these are Innovative Equine Systems rubber pavers.
Okay.
And we were debating between you can get a thicker kind that you install over DG or the thin kind, but you have to put concrete on underneath. And originally we wanted to get the kind over DG just because concrete is very expensive. But that was one of the things in talking to other barn owners in the area. We talked to some people who had installed it 15, 20 years ago. And across the board, everyone said the DG ones look great at the beginning. They'll always shift. And the thicker pavers were expensive enough compared to the thin ones that the cost of doing a thin layer of concrete underneath was about the same. So we went with the thin ones. And I actually installed these myself.
Oh, that's
by that point, we had the barn done, a little channel in the concrete, and the pavers and the glue were delayed. So by the time we came, it was just us here, and I was ready to have the barn done. So rented a roller from Home Depot and laid them out, cut the edge pieces, and then just glued and compacted section by section.
And how long did that take?
Probably about 3 days.
Yeah. I did the same. Like, your back hurts.
Yeah. And my hands were stained for like 2 weeks.
Were they?
From the glue. Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of work. This is impressive. Like, now even just like, this is a lot of work. A lot of respect for you. And then I love this.
Yes. So this piece, I believe we ordered it from Saratoga Stalls.
Okay.
Just as a piece on its own. So you can put saddles up here. You can hang boots and saddle pads to dry on this bar down here. And then this just holds, soap, fly spray, rags, anything you might need in a wash rack or grooming area.
Yeah, I love it. And I love how big it is and all the things.
Yeah.
Right in here. And you don't, they're not going to fall out.
No, it's been great.
It's awesome. And you put in a fence behind.
Yes.
And you have a nice drainage system. This is beautiful. And you have a nice little area. You can sit.
Yes, and we have a fan over here and then lights over the wash rack in case you ever need to braid early before hauling to a show. We also have a floodlight up here.
And do you have a camera system?
Yes, we have a camera system in every stall and looking out at the pastures so we can check on things overnight and keep an eye on the horses.
Brilliant. And then as we walk in, show us what's behind door number 1.
Yes, so this is our tack room.
Come on in. Oh, look at the floor.
Yes.
Ooh.
So there's a lot of projects here that I did the floor myself. I built these are just from IKEA. So every boarder gets a taff locker.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And they can kind of keep any of their own boots, helmet, extra saddle pads, stuff like that in there.
And my question is it big enough?
We also do use this space. Yeah. So yes, I think with the combined, they work.
Yeah, you're happy with it because mine are a little on the small side. That's why I asked because yours is much larger than mine. And I also have the saddles in their locker. So you can see just how small that might be. Yeah, this is a beautiful locker. How cool.
Yeah, thanks.
And is there anything that you would change in your tack room?
It's actually worked great. This is another space that I spent a lot of time thinking about. I think I had a Pinterest board, kept every idea of every organization because it's a small space, and it matters so much if it's organized and how usable it is. But, you know, I think having these, we have our desk here, the bridles and saddle racks, and then having these boxes where just everything has a place.
And it's labeled.
Great. Yep. And then behind the door, we also have another saddle pad rack over here.
Yeah, that's smart. And do you find, so I used to have a tack room where we shared. Do you find anything walks away?
No.
Okay.
And I think that's a testament to just the group that we have here and it being so small.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's harder when you get into a much bigger barn and you have a lot of people going in and out. You know, everyone here knows each other and, like I said, respects the space and each other. And so, yeah, we don't have to worry about that.
It's a good community. We, at my barn, I have a riding school and lots of new people coming in, so things would walk away. So then what I did is little lockers and labeled, and I love your labels.
Thank you.
So let's check out a stall.
Yeah, so we can check out this one.
Okay.
So we have the stall latches here, are just the kind that you slide down to open and close.
That is a nice lock. Have you found that any horse can let themselves out?
No.
Not yet.
And that was one of the reasons I liked these latches, because there's nothing really for them to grip to. You know, there's a gap here, and if you had a really smart one with a really small nose,
strong,
they could maybe get it. But it's, I mean, if you do it, it's, you have to put some weight into it. So it's not easy to do. And yes, luckily we have not had any escape artists.
You better not tomorrow either, now that I've asked you. I don't want to get a message.
Then we have feed doors here.
And that's an interesting lock. I have not seen a lock like that. Did you find it lasts? This type of lock? Because I've seen the one where it's like they pull it down. And it's more of like a pin. I like that.
I like this one because, you know, you're always tossing hay. And so the ones with the pin, in my experience, they tend to get kind of locked up. They get stuck in them and they get stiff. Whereas this, you know, you open this and so the hay doesn't touch it. So there's nothing really to be blocked up here. So, you know, a few years in, this is about 3 years old now, and they still work really well.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And then going in, you have a blanket bar on the outside.
Blanket bar. We have these bags here for turnout boots, fly masks, anything the horses might need to go in and out. Just keeps it a little bit more contained and organized.
And it's beautiful.
Thank you.
You know, it's nice and neat. It's, I love it.
Yeah, and then all the horses have a V yoke in the front so they can kind of stick their heads out. You'll see in the stalls, they have the bars in between their neighbors here on the top half. So everyone can kind of see each other, but solid down below just so no one's kicking around their hay.
And you have matted stalls, and you went with, it looks like 6 individual ones?
Yes, we went with the individual mats.
Okay.
Yeah, we did compare quite a few different systems, the stall mattress, the interlocking, all of that, but having spent much of my childhood cleaning stalls, I always hated the interlocking mats because no matter how hard you try, in my experience, you get that one edge that just always catches the pitchfork. So with these, I felt like at least if one starts to peel up, we can just dig under it, flatten it, and put it back in.
Okay. And you haven't had any issues. You have an automatic water.
Yes, we have the Nelson waters in every stall. They're great. Yeah, they work really well. Again, easy to clean. The bowl just comes out and goes right back in. The horses have had no issues with them. We have lights above every stall. And then we have these runs, which are about 24 feet long.
Oh, wow.
And these just stay open all the time, unless the weather is really terrible. Then we put up...
Oh, and you have a door. Sorry to interrupt you. You have a door so you can prevent them from coming out.
Yes. Yeah. So if the weather's really bad, we can shut the door. Okay. And this is an interesting one with the latch.
Oh, I can't open it.
So see, the manufacturer said gravity will hold it shut.
Okay.
But that was one thing we had, this one, Lee. One night, came out into his run, started messing with it, pushed the door shut, and shut himself out in his run. So then we put these little latches on the end of them. Okay. So now you can't shut it without unlatching it. And then on this side, these latches I think are pretty interesting because every time I've seen runs, they always have a hook out here to latch. And I've seen so many horses scrape up their hips running out that I really didn't want anything here. But you do need a way to shut it. And so I can show you if we come back in.
Come on in, you guys.
We talked with the barn maker at length about this. Can we find any solution to be able to latch these shut with nothing on the edge. And they couldn't come up with a solution. So what we ended up doing is I found these latches on Amazon, and they just are spring latches for like a sliding door, and you can kind of pull them down here, and then both of them in here so that this wasn't hanging. And then we welded a piece of metal to the end of the track.
Come on. Right over here. Yeah.
So that little square.
Yep. See the square? So
that now, if we shut it, I can do it from the side.
And then you're locked. Yeah, that is brilliant, because it's funny you say that. My horse this year was going in and out and has had a little cut on her hip because of that little, I don't know, metal piece that comes out. Yeah.
And the other thing that was really important to me is that you could unlatch it from both sides. So if you're outside, you can just grab and pull this. But if you're inside and you latch it, most of them latch on the outside. But if there's a fire, if anything happens and you need to get out, you can just pull this from the inside. So you can access this both ways.
I love it. That is genius. Great job. And then out here, I notice.
Yes. These are stall mats. These two were just a little too friendly sometimes and would start pawing at each other during feed time. So we just put these up, and it completely solved the issue. And these, you'll notice, are really tall. These are 8 feet tall. The standard ones ended here. You're like, oh, our horses are taller than that. And they're going to mess with each other.
They're going to bite each other's face.
Yeah, we got the extra tall ones. They're super sturdy. The horses love being out here, and it's been great.
I ask everyone because I am used to wood, and, you know, being from Michigan, do you like this fencing better than wood or tape or plastic?
Yeah, I think it lasts better. I think the wood, you know, the horses just had a tendency, even if they're not chewers, it'll kind of erode over time. Also, with the rain, if it gets softer, you know, it's just a little bit harder to maintain. Whereas this, it's really heavy duty and it's really sturdy. It also keeps the line of sight open though. So you can stand there and see down to the pastures. And you have really good airflow, which is important in a hot climate. So we didn't want to do anything that would block the breeze or the airflow.
How do you think it'd be in the winter?
In a Michigan or Wisconsin winter?
What do you think about that? Because honestly, I think I might be changing my mind on fencing.
I mean, I think it would be fine. It's, you know, the same as any other metal. I think it would do great.
I wonder if it rains, like freezing rain, if we'd get ice fencing instead. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it because I am actually, at first I was a snob, you know, like when I first started coming out here, I don't know, 20 years ago. And now I'm like, I really am starting to like it with Farm Besties of all things. Just because going to all these farms. The other thing I noticed, you have an opening at the end of the run as well.
And every run has a gate at the end.
Why? Safety.
Safety, absolutely.
Big thing. So that way, if there is a fire, you can immediately get them out, an emergency. Maybe it's not even a fire. You just never know when you need another door. So I think that is brilliant. Is there anything you would change about your setup and your barn?
I don't think so. You know, I think it's worked great. Actually, I've been really happy with it.
Yeah. It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for all of your time. People can find you on your website.
Yes, we have a website, SchumacherFarms.com. And we also have an Instagram, Shumacher Farms.
And when we get these videos edited, I'll make sure to put your website in the description. So if they have any questions, if they want to come board, they know who to call. So you guys, thank you so much for watching our videos in our series with Katie. I hope you really enjoyed it. Definitely hit the like button, make some comments, please share, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much.